Good luck to each of you. And now let's get on with the first matchup of today's contest, which has our number 8 seed, Nathan Hu from Indiana, against our number 9 seed, Ben Chi from New Jersey. All right, we will start with Ben. Ben, if you could please tell everyone what school you go to and what grade you're in.
I go to John Witherspoon Middle School in New Jersey, and I'm in 8th grade.
Great. Ben, it says here that you have a very close relationship with your brother. Two of your favorite things are performing piano duets with your brother, but also competing against him in math counts. What grade is your brother in?
6th.
6th grade. So do you usually win at math counts?
Usually.
Is your brother here today?
No.
Oh, okay. Is he going to have to earn his way to the Math Counts National Championship? Excellent. All right, Ben, I'll tell you what, if you could test your buzzer for me, that'd be great. Fantastic. Oh. And you will be competing against Nathan Hu. Nathan, if you could tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I'm in 8th grade, and I go to West Lafayette Junior High School, so yeah.
Fantastic. Now, Nathan, what's interesting is, so we have 12 competitors on stage. 10 of the 12 have been to the national competition before. So there's only 2 students who, for whom this is their first time at the national competition, and Nathan is one of them. Nathan, is this your first year competing in math counts?
No, this is my 3rd year. I actually tied for 4th last year and lost tiebreakers at state, so.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, there's a happy ending to that story. Did you do anything different this year in your preparation?
I don't think so.
Well, the end is different. We're happy to have you here, and congrats on making the countdown round. Nathan, if you could test your buzzer, please. Excellent. All right, if we are ready, then we will go to our first question of the matchup. And our first question is, Cindy is cutting ribbon to use in an art project. Ben.
5.
5 centimeters is the correct answer. So Ben takes the 1-0 lead over Nathan as we head into the second question of our matchup. And our second question is, Bob, Carlos, and Dean contributed $10, $15, and $20 respectively. Ben.
$1.
$1 is the correct answer. So Ben takes a 2-0 lead over Nathan as we go to the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, what is the greatest integer? Ben.
10.
10 is the correct answer. Which means that Ben has won our first matchup of the day. Congrats, Ben. Thank you, Nathan. And we will move on to our second matchup, which is our number 5 seed, Colin Tang from Washington, against our number 12 seed, Walker Krabalkian from Arizona. All right. Walker, we'll start with you. If you could tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I go to Sonoran Science Academy Broadway in Arizona, and I am an 8th grader.
Excellent. Walker, it says here that you actually have several attire collections. One is belts. You've made it through several rounds in Taekwondo, and you're a black belt in Taekwondo.
Yes.
Excellent. And it says you also have a T-shirt collection. How many shirts do you have?
A lot.
Well, I'm happy we were able to help you add to that collection this week. You got some yesterday, and you just got another one today for being in the countdown round. Walker, if you could test your buzzer, please. Excellent. Colin, if you could tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I go to school at Odell Middle School. I'm in 8th grade.
Excellent. Now, Colin is actually one of the most memorable mathletes for the people on the Math Count staff. And Colin, you probably have no idea why that is, but I have to share this story. So this is Colin's 3rd trip to the national competition. His first year when he was a 6th grader, he was competing in his first round, against Alex Sun, who went on to win that year's competition. Now, what was interesting about Alec was that he had been in the countdown round 3 years in a row. His first 2 tries, he never got any questions right. And he was very nervous about that. And so when he got onto the stage, before we started the round, we had some joking back and forth. And we gave him an easy question that wasn't math related, so he could just say that he got 1 question right before we started our matchup. So we did that, and what was great about it is that when we watched the video afterwards, we didn't notice it at the time, but Colin was such a good sport while that was going on. And when we saw the video, it just made us so happy because it epitomized the good sportsmanship that we want to see from our mathletes here. And we actually have the clip. I want to show the video. This is what it actually looked like. So this is Colin as a 6th grader. Can we roll the clip? So my question, Alec, is this. If you had to recommend one place for people to go in DC, where would you think would be a good place to go?
The zoo.
The zoo is the correct answer. All right, so that was a quick clip, but let me tell you, we loved that clip so much in the office. We actually looped it several times, and whenever anyone is feeling down in the office, we watch this clip because it makes us happy to see kids with such good sportsmanship. We actually brought the loop. Can we show that as well? So Colin, welcome back. Good to see you on the stage again. If you could test your buzzer, please. Fantastic. All right, then we are all set to go on to the first question of our matchup. And our first question is, for what positive integer n are the quantity 6 plus 4 root n all over n and 6 minus 4, Walker?
4.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. And the quantity 6 minus 4 root n all over n reciprocals. Colin.
2.
2 is the correct answer. So Colin leads 1-0 as we head into the next question of our matchup. And our next question is, the graphs of y equals 5 and y equals x. Walker.
6.
6 is the correct answer. So we are tied at 1 apiece as we head into the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, the length of a rectangle is twice its width. Walker.
4.
4 is the correct answer. So Walker leads 2-1 as we head into the fourth question of our matchup. And our fourth question is, if a to the b equals 2 to the 120, where a and b are positive integers, what is the least possible value of a plus b? Colin.
46.
46 is the correct answer. So we have a tie score, 2 apiece, as we head into the fifth question of our matchup. And our fifth question is, 2 ribbons of widths 4 millimeters and 12 millimeters are laid on top of each other, intersecting to form a parallelogram, shown here shaded gray. What is the perimeter of the parallelogram in millimeters if its area is 60 square millimeters? Colin.
40.
40 is the correct answer, which means that Colin has won the matchup. Congratulations. Thank you, Walker. And that means it is time for our next matchup, which has our number 6 seed, Jeffrey Chang from Massachusetts, against our number 11 seed, Frank Hahn from Minnesota. All right, so Frank, if you could please tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I go to Eden Prairie Central Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade.
Fantastic. And Jeffrey, if you could actually tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I go to Jonas Clark Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade.
Fantastic. Now, one of the things we did this year in an effort to learn more about our mathletes is in the weeks leading up to the national competition, we posed them a series of would you rather questions. So one of them was, would you rather have the superpower ability to stop time or to read minds? Frank, what did you choose?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Well, I'll tell you, because we have it here. You said that you prefer to read minds. Jeffrey, do you remember what you picked? What did you pick?
To stop time.
It says here you chose that you'd rather stop time because you already know how to read minds. I have to ask, is that true?
Yeah, because I can read the word minds.
Ah, now I get it. Very good. Excellent. Very good, very good. Excellent. All right, well, I'll tell you what, Frank, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Excellent. Jeffrey, if we could have you test yours. Great. Then that means we are ready to go on to the first question of our matchup. And our first question is, what is the minimum number of additional data points that must be included with 18, 19, 20, 20, and 20 to agree? Jeffrey.
5.
5 is the correct answer. So Jeffrey takes the 1-0 lead over Frank as we head to the second question of our matchup. And our second question is, if x, y, and z are positive integers such that x plus y plus z equals 7, what is the greatest possible value of x plus y to the z? Frank.
28.
28 is the correct answer. So our score is tied at 1 apiece as we go to the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, what is the greatest possible value of the quantity n plus 1 factorial all over n to the power n minus 1 for positive integers n? Jeffrey.
2.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Frank.
3.
3 is the correct answer. So Frank takes the 2-1 lead over Jeffrey as we move into the fourth question of our matchup. And our fourth question is, 2 distinct numbers are randomly chosen from the set 1 through 9. What is the probability that the ratio of the larger number to the smaller number is an integer? Express your answer as a common fraction. Frank.
7 over 18.
7 over 18 is the correct answer, which means that Frank has won this matchup. And that we are moving on to our next matchup, which is our number 7 seed, Kevin Liu from Indiana, against our number 10 seed, Nathan Ramesh from Massachusetts. All right. Kevin, we'll start with you. If you could tell us what school you go to and what grade you're in.
I go to Carmel Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade.
Excellent. Now, Kevin's an 8th grader, and you're a 3-time national competitor as well. Do you have a top choice for college yet?
No.
No, not yet. Well, let me tell you, again, one of the reasons we're excited to be in Boston is that there are a lot of Math Counts alumni who have gone on to school in Boston. I think we have some here. Do we have any alumni in the house that attend or attended Harvard? Well, we have some. All right, what about this? Do we have any Math Counts alumni here who attend or attended MIT? So Kevin, I'll tell you what, I think you have an opportunity to increase the size of your cheering section if you change your answer to that question, so I might ask you again. Do you have any colleges that you're thinking that you might want to attend someday?
Harvard and MIT.
There we go. Good answer. Kevin, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Very good. All right, Nathan, if you could tell us what school you go to and what grade you're in.
I'm an 8th grader at Diamond Middle School.
Excellent. So another would you rather question that we posed to students was, would you rather travel into the future or go back in time? 2/3 of the students preferred to go into the future. 1/3 preferred to go back in time. Nathan, what did you choose?
I wish I could tell you, but I can't.
So actually what you said was you'd rather go back in time because people used to be worse at math in the past, so if I went back in time, I'd be better than everyone else. How far back in time do you think you need to go before you were the best mathematician there'd be?
Like a couple minutes.
I love it. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, obviously you're on the stage here. Over 100,000 students started off in the competition series to make it this far. Clearly you're a great mathematician. We're happy to have you. Nathan, if you could test your buzzer, please. Love it. All right, so that means we are set to go with the first question of our matchup. And our first question is, Junton learned 125 new words, but each week after that, he forgot 40% of the words he knew at the beginning of... Kevin.
8.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. How many of these 125 words did he remember at the end of 3 weeks? Nathan.
27.
27 is the correct answer. So Nathan is ahead 1-0 over Kevin as we move to the second question in our matchup. And our second question is, in 2012, there were 5 Wednesdays in the month of February. What is the next year during which there will be 5 Wednesdays in February? Kevin.
2040.
2040 is the correct answer. So the score is tied at 1 apiece as we head to the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, given that 5 to the arm, Kevin.
5.
5 is the correct answer. So Kevin leads 2-1 as we head to the fourth question of the matchup. And the fourth question is, if A and B are positive numbers and the points with coordinates AB, A plus 2, 6, and A plus 3, 1, all lie on a circle centered at the origin, what is the value of B? Kevin.
10.
10 is the correct answer. All right. So that means the first round is complete, and we will now move on to the quarterfinal round. The winners in the first round will compete against the top 4 seeds that had a bye in the previous round. The rules for this round are the same as the first. And the first pair of students to compete will be our number 1 seed, Andy Zhu from South Carolina, against our number 9 seed, Ben Chi from New Jersey. All right, so Andy, it's great to have you back with us again. If you could please tell us what school you go to and what grade you're in.
Hi, I go to Sterling School and I'm in 8th grade.
Excellent. Now, in addition to being a math student, it says here that you also teach math to younger students. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like every Sunday, I meet with a group of like 5th graders to teach them like math tricks and stuff.
That's great. A lot of our alumni do that. After they leave math counts, they go back and they teach, younger students. So we're always happy to hear that. So thank you, Andy, for doing that. We appreciate your service. Andy, if you could test your buzzer, please. Excellent. And Ben, if you could please test your buzzer again. Great. So that means we are ready to move on to the first question of this matchup. And our first question is, a particular class normally has the same number of boys and girls. Ben.
25.
25 is the correct answer. So Ben takes the 1-0 lead over Andy as we head to the second question of our matchup. And the question is, in the sequence, 1, Ben.
-1.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. In the sequence, 1, -2, 4, -8, and so on. Each term after the first term is found by multiplying the previous term by -2. What is the sum of the first 10 terms of this sequence? Andy.
-341.
-341 is the correct answer. So Andy has tied things up at 1 apiece as we head to the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, 5 positive integers have a unique mode of 40 and a mean that is an integer. What is the least possible value of the mean of the 5 integers? Ben.
18.
18 is the correct answer. All right. right, so the score is 2-1. Ben is in the lead as we head to the fourth question of our matchup. And our fourth question is, Alberto's average speed was 2 kilometers per hour faster in the last 6 kilometers of a 12-kilometer race than his speed the first 6 kilometers. If Alberto completed the race in 1 hour 45 minutes, what was his average speed in kilometers per hour in the first 6 kilometers of the race?
Ten seconds.
Ben.
8.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Andy.
10.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. The answer is 6. So the score remains 2-1 as we head into the fifth question of our matchup. And our fifth question is, how many positive... Ben.
12.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. How many positive factors does 5 factorial have?
16.
Andy. 16 is the correct answer. So that means Andy has tied it up. The score is 2-2 after 5 questions, and that means we'll move to a sudden victory situation. What that means is the next correct answer will win the matchup. So we will move on to the first question in sudden victory, and our question is, if f of x is a function defined for all real numbers such that f of 2x equals x plus f of x and f of 1 equals 2, what is f of 32? Ben.
31.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Andy.
33.
33 is the correct answer, which means that Andy wins that matchup. Congratulations, Andy. Thank you, Ben. And we will now move on to our next matchup, which is our number 4 seed, Freddie Zhao from Michigan, against our number 5 seed, Colin Tang from Washington. Freddie, if you could please tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I go to Bolin Park Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade.
Excellent. So another would you rather question we posed to the students was, if you had the choice, would you rather only eat your favorite food at every meal for the rest of your life, or never eat your favorite food again? 80% of the students chose to never eat it again. 20% said they would eat their favorite food for every meal. Freddie was one of the 80% that chose never because he said if he ate his favorite food all the time, his dentist would be very mad at him. So Freddie, first off, I want to commend you for being conscientious of your dentist. I'm sure he appreciates that. What is your favorite food?
Junk food in general.
Good choice. They're all good. Freddie, if you could test your buzzer, please. Excellent. You're all set. Colin, if we could have you test your buzzer one more time. Very good. So that means we are ready to move on to the first question of our matchup. And our first question is, what is the sum of the reciprocals of all the positive factors of 48? Express your answer as a common fraction. Colin.
31/4.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer.
Ten seconds.
Ready.
31/12.
31/12 is the correct answer. Freddie takes the 1-0 lead over Colin as we head into the second question of our matchup. And our second question is, What is the degree measure of the acute angle formed by the lines y equals x? Colin.
30.
30 is the correct answer. Which means Colin ties things up at 1 apiece as we head into the third question of the matchup. And our third question is, the local basketball team has 10 players on its roster, 2 centers, 4 forwards, and 4 guards. Freddie.
72.
72 is the correct answer. So Freddie takes a 2-1 lead over Colin as we head into the fourth question of our matchup. And our fourth question is, when rounded to the nearest thousandth, the value of 1 over n is 0.003. What is the least possible integer value of n? Colin.
300.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Freddie.
281.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is 286. So that means our score remains 2-1. As we head into the next question of our matchup, and our next question is, a rectangular garden with a length that is twice its width is surrounded by a 2-foot wide walkway as shown. The area of the walkway is 416 square feet less than the area of the garden. In feet, what is the sum of the garden's length and width? Freddie.
100.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer.
Ten seconds.
Colin.
36.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. The answer is 54. 54, so that means that this matchup is ended and Freddie wins by a score of 2-1. So thank you, and we'll move on to our next matchup. Which will be our number 3 seed, Alex Gu from Indiana, against our number 11 seed, Frank Hahn from Minnesota. All right, Alex, if you could please tell us what school you go to and what grade you're in.
Sycamore School, 8th grade.
Excellent. Now, for those of you keeping count, Alex is the 3rd student from Indiana to take part in the countdown round today. Who's your coach?
Mr. Tormelin.
Mr. Tormelin. So, I'd like to say this is a great opportunity to recognize the fact that the students that are up here are here because they have outstanding teachers that spend the time to work with them in practice and get them ready for these events. And given that it's Teacher Appreciation Week this week, what we'd like to do is have all the teachers in the room stand up to get the round of applause they deserve. Excellent. Alex, if you could test your buzzer, please. Very good. And Frank, if you could test your buzzer, please. Very good. And that means we are moving on to the first question of our matchup. And our first question is, Billy looks at his digital clock and notices that the current time is 9:54 p.m. How many minutes must Billy wait until the time on his clock again displays digits that all are different and in decreasing order from left to right? Alex.
256.
256 is the correct answer. Alex takes the 1-0 lead over Frank as we head into the second question of our matchup. And our second question is, convex quadrilateral ABCD has a perimeter of 26 units and sides whose lengths are whole numbers. If AB equals M and BC equals CD equals DA equals N, what is the absolute difference between the greatest and least possible values of n? Frank.
3.
3 is the correct answer. The score is now tied 1 apiece as we head into the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, circle O has radius 1 inch. What is the greatest number of circles? Alex.
4.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. What is the greatest number of circles of radius 1 inch that can be drawn tangent to circle O without intersecting one another? Frank.
6.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. The answer is 5. 5 circles. So that means our score is still 1-1 as we head into the fourth question of our matchup. And our fourth question is, what is the greatest integer with the property that every digit other than the first or last is the sum of its 2 adjacent digits? Alex.
990.
990 is the correct answer. So that means the score is 2-1 as we head into the fifth question of our matchup. And our fifth question is, what is the value of 1/2 the square root of 21 plus 12 root 3, all minus root 3? Express your answer as a common fraction. Alex.
2 plus root 3 over 2.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Frank.
3 over 2.
3 over 2 is the correct answer. Which means that once again we have come to a sudden victory situation, and the next correct answer will win the matchup. So the first question in our sudden victory is, the perimeter of a rhombus is 52 millimeters, and the shorter diagonal has length. Frank.
24.
24 is the correct answer, which means that Frank has won the matchup. And that means that we'll move on to our next matchup, which is our number 2 seed, Daniel Zhu from Maryland, against our number 7 seed, Kevin Liu from Indiana. All right, Daniel, if you could please tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
I'm in 8th grade, and I go to Tacoma Park Middle School.
Excellent. And Daniel, since we are not only in Boston, but we're a few blocks away from Fenway Park, we actually have one more would you rather question. We didn't ask this to all the students, but we'll ask you since we have the opportunity. So what would you rather do? Go to a Boston Red Sox baseball game or a New England Patriots football game?
Probably football. Sure.
Sorry, that is actually not the right answer.
Yeah.
The right answer is neither. I'd rather watch the Yankees. Where's my New York team? Come on, New York. Okay. I had to do it. All right, Daniel, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Excellent. Kevin, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Excellent. Then that means we are ready to go on to the first question of our matchup. And our first question is, what integer is closest in value to the square root of the quantity? Daniel.
1026.
1026 is the correct answer. So Daniel takes a 1-0 lead over Kevin as we head into the second question of our matchup. And our second question is, if n equals 5 to the 2000, Kevin.
13.
13 is the correct answer. So the score is tied at 1 apiece as we head into the third question of our matchup. And our third question is, for how many positive integers n less than 2015 is n squared plus 6 divisible by 10? Daniel.
403.
403 is the correct answer. Daniel has a 2-1 lead over Kevin as we head into the fourth question of our matchup. And our fourth question is, 3 siblings have an inheritance of $47,000 to be split in the ratio. Kevin.
$20,000.
$20,000 is the correct answer. So we have a tie score, 2-2, as we move to the fifth question of our matchup. And our fifth question is, how many integers between 200 and 400 contain at least one digit that is a 5? Kevin.
38.
38 is the correct answer. So that means that we have now reached the semifinals, with only 4 students remaining with a chance to become the national champion. For the rest of the competitions, our rules will change slightly. From this point on, in order to win a round, our mathletes will have to answer 4 questions correctly. Is this change clear to all of our competitors? Excellent. All right, then that means we will move on to the first semifinal matchup, which is our number 1 seed, Andy Zhu from South Carolina, against our number 4 seed, Freddie Zhao from Michigan. All right, Andy, we'll start with you. If you could test your buzzer, please. Excellent. Freddie, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Excellent. Then we are ready to go with the first question of the semifinals. And our first question is, the denominator of a common fraction is 1 less than 3 times the numerator. When both numerator and denominator are increased by 2, the resulting fraction is equal to 1/2. What was the original? Andy.
1/2.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. What was the original common fraction? Freddie.
3/8.
3/8 is the correct answer. Score is 1-0 with Freddie in the lead, and we'll move on to the next question in our matchup. And that question is, Bob the Blowfish is spherical and can double his... Andy.
700.
700% is the correct answer. So the score is tied at 1 apiece as we move into the next question of the matchup. And our question is, if A is 5 less than B, C is 6 more than A, and A plus B plus C equals 29, what is the value of B? Andy.
10.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Freddie.
11.
11 is the correct answer. So the score is 2-1, and we'll head into the next question of our matchup. And our next question is, a sequence of positive numbers starts with a sub 1 equals 5, and satisfied a sub 1 times a sub 2, and so on, a sub k equals k factorial for k is greater than 1. Andy.
20.
20 is the correct answer. Andy ties things up at 2 apiece. And we will head into the next question of the semifinals. And our question is, a circle of radius 2 centimeters is inscribed in a kite with side lengths 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters. Andy.
24.
24 is the correct answer. The score is 3-2, and we'll move on to the next question. And our next question is, what is the sum of the distinct factors of the greatest... Andy.
993.
993 is the correct answer. Which means Andy has won our first semifinal. And we will now move on to the next semifinal, which is our number 7 seed, Kevin Liu from Indiana, against our number 11 seed, Frank Hahn from Minnesota. All right. Kevin, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Excellent. And Frank, if we could have you test your buzzer, please. Great. And that means we are ready to start our matchup. And the first question is, spiders have 8 legs and insects have 6 legs. There are more spiders than insects in a cage. Kevin.
4.
4 is the correct answer. Kevin takes the 1-0 lead in this matchup, and we'll move on to our next question. And that question is, Luis and Angie run on an oval track. Luis completes each lap in 3 minutes, and Angie completes each lap in 2 minutes. If they begin at the same point and run in opposite directions, how many times after they start running will they pass each other during the first 7 minutes? Kevin.
17.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Frank.
5.
5 is the correct answer. Score is tied at 1 apiece. And we'll move on to our next question. And that question is, what is the greatest positive integer a, such that a to the quantity a to the a is less than 1 trillion? Kevin.
2.
2 is the correct answer. The score is 2-1. Kevin takes the lead over Frank. And the next question in our matchup is, a convex polyhedron has 50 faces, all of which are triangles of various sizes and shapes. How many vertices does it have? Kevin.
30.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Frank.
27.
27 is the correct answer. So we have another tie score. It is 2-2 in this matchup. As we move on to the next question. And the next question is, the circumference of the Earth at the equator is approximately 25,000 miles. Kevin.
6.
6 is the correct answer. So Kevin has the 3-2 lead as we move on to the next question. And our next question is, all terms of an arithmetic sequence are integers. The first term is 4 and the last term is 91. What is the absolute difference between the least and greatest possible number of terms in this sequence? Frank.
84.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Kevin.
26.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. The answer is 86. So our score remains 3-2 with Kevin in the lead. As we move into the next question of our matchup, and our next question is, transmission distance is directly proportional to the square root of signal strength. If 40,000 watts transmits a signal 100 miles, Kevin.
150.
150 is the correct answer, which means that Kevin has won our matchup. So that means that we are now in the final round of our competition. The winner of this round will be our 2015 national champion. And the 2 students who are competing for this honor are our number 1 seed, Andy Zhu from South Carolina, against our number 7 seed, Kevin Liu from Indiana. All right. So for the last time, I'll have you guys test your buzzers. Kevin, if you could test yours. Excellent. And Andy, if you could test yours, please. Excellent. All right, that means we are all set for the first question in our finals. And our first question is, a sphere passes through the midpoints of the 12 edges of a cube that has edges of length 6 inches. Andy.
36 pi.
Sorry, that is not the correct answer. What is the... Kevin.
72 pi.
72 pi is the correct answer. Kevin has a 1-0 lead over Andy as we head into the second question of our finals. And our next question is, Xavier randomly picks an integer x from 1 to 6 inclusive, and then Yvonne randomly picks an integer from x plus 1 to 7 inclusive. What is the probability that Yvonne picks the number 3? Express your answer as a common fraction. Andy.
11/30ths.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. Kevin.
11 over 180.
11 over 180 is the correct answer. So Kevin has a 2-0 lead over Andy as we head into the third question of our finals. And our next question is, a T-shaped figure is made by arranging 4 squares of side length 4 centimeters as shown. In centimeters, what is the circumference of the largest circle that fits within the boundary of the T-shaped figure? Express your answer in terms of pi. Kevin.
16 pi minus 8 pi root 2.
Sorry, that is not the correct answer.
10 seconds.
Andy.
192 pi minus 128.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. The answer is 5 pi. So that means our score remains 2-0, Kevin in the lead, as we head to the next question in our finals. And our next question is, 2 points, A and B, are chosen at random on the... Andy.
2/3.
2/3 is the correct answer. So Andy gets on the board. The score is now 2-1. Kevin is still in the lead as we head to the next question in our finals. And our next question is, a sequence of real numbers has the property that, for each positive integer k, the arithmetic mean of the first k terms... Kevin.
271.
271 is the correct answer. So that means Kevin now leads 3-1 over Andy as we head into the next question of our matchup. And our next question is, 2 positive integers, neither a multiple of... Andy.
641.
641 is the correct answer. So Andy stays alive. Score is 3-2. Kevin's still in the lead. And we'll head on to the next question in our matchup. And our next question is, what is the least positive integer n for which the sum of the first n positive integer... Andy.
76.
Sorry, that is not the correct answer. Of the first n positive integers is divisible by 100. Kevin.
199.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. The answer is 24. So the score remains 3-2 in our finals as we head into the next question of our matchup. And our next question is, how many arithmetic progressions of 6... Andy.
2.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer. How many arithmetic progressions of 6 increasing terms include the terms 15 and 20? Kevin.
15.
15 is the correct answer. And that means that the winner of the 2015 Raytheon Math Counts National Competition is Kevin Liu.